Look, we got a cattail. That's from the corn dog plants. That's a joke. Now, when it's like summertime and 180 degrees outside and 230% humidity, I have to stay my happy little self inside. And so sometimes things just pile up everywhere. So now that Sally is coming and cooling things off for us just a little bit, it's the middle of September, I've got to get this mess cleaned up. So we'll be right back. All right, now look at our new exotic pet. That's some kind of chupacabra, isn't it? No, I'm not talking about Scooter. I'm talking about that wild Jerry man.
He's going to the same flower.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No. Just dump it over where it's supposed to be. There you go. Can anybody guess yet what we're going to do with that? We've taken the top off of the metal cage and pulled the bucket out and then cut the top off the bucket. We're going to rinse it out first, Jeremiah. Go get the water hose. What you doing, sister? Hi. I've been editing this video and I realized that there is just some facts that have been left out. First of all, Carmichael is a Sarasa comet goldfish. A lot of times these are sold mixed in with feeder fish, and that is exactly where Carmichael came from. Now, feeder fish is a goldfish that has been raised to be fed to other animals, typically larger fish, sometimes crocodiles or turtles or even snakes or other creatures. That's just what they're used for. A pet store employee, this was at a Petco in Gadsden, Alabama, as a matter of fact. A pet store employee picked Carmichael out of the feeder goldfish tank. They're typically sold very cheaply. And she kept him in a 29-gallon aquarium for a very long time. He's about 4 years old. And he's big and beautiful, long flowing fins. But she realized that he was too big for that aquarium. He's about a foot long, and a 29-gallon aquarium is only 2.5 feet in length. And so she brought him into the store where she worked, and they put him into a 4-foot aquarium temporarily, just so long so that they can find him a home. We were there to get some supplies. I asked the young man that is over the fish department about the fish, and he told me the story that he was brought in because he didn't have a large enough aquarium at his previous home. He didn't tell me that it was a pet store employee, didn't tell me the fish had a name, all that stuff. I didn't need to know all those details at first. I thought he was very beautiful. I asked how much he was. He said $30. I said, I'm sorry, that's way more than I'm able to spend on a goldfish at this moment. And so I got my stuff and I was walking away, and he said, well, wait just a moment. Do you have an aquarium, a tank big enough? I said, well, I don't have an actual aquarium to put him in, but I have a 100-gallon stock tank that he can go in. And he said, that sounds perfect. Because goldfish can live outside. Here where we live in Alabama, it does get kind of cold, but goldfish are cold water fish. And so he said, well, if you can make a $5 donation to our pet charity fund, I can let you go ahead and take him home. And I said, okay, we can do that. And so I found out after I had agreed to that it was a pet store employee that had him. She didn't do anything wrong. As a matter of fact, she did everything right. She took the fish that was doomed to be fed to an Oscar or some other type of fish, and she gave it a home. Nothing wrong one way or another with that scenario. But he didn't need to stay in a 29-gallon aquarium, and neither did he need to stay in that. It was only a 45-gallon aquarium at the pet store. Although it was 4 foot in length and he had room to move, it was still a rather small aquarium. So we brought him home and we put him in the stock tank, and about a month passed. Once he was home, we fed him every day, and all that. He lived in the stock tank that the goats drink out of. And that's perfectly fine also. I had that big IBC tote. And so I decided to use that to put Carmichael in. We were told his name was Carmichael, and we thought that was just absolutely cool. And so we cut the top off, we cleaned it all up, all that good stuff, and we filled it with water. And like always happens, an aquarium, a pond, even a large pond dug into the earth is going to go through a cycle where the beneficial bacteria build up and algae grows and all that stuff. And that's happening. I am monitoring the water quality in that tank, in that tub. There's no ammonia in there. There's no nitrite showing up. There's some nitrates. That's what the algae is living on. That's typical. That's fine. That's what happens. And so we will eventually get a water pump. By summertime, we will have a water pump. You know, that has over 200 gallons of water in it right now. It's a 330-gallon tank. Of course, we have the top cut off. We don't have it full. So I'm guessing there's about 200 gallons of water in there for one goldfish. He is a rather large goldfish, not as large as a koi or a big channel catfish or something like that. But he is a rather large goldfish. He has plenty of room. So we're going to get that set up with a proper pump, and we're going to put grow medium in that upper tub, that tray, the top that we cut off. We're going to set up the bell siphon and all of that proper stuff. We'll do all that in the springtime. I don't have time for that right now. I don't have the money for that right now with Christmas coming up and 4 children and all the other things that we have. So let's jump back to the video and we'll see some more cool stuff. Swoop in and get him.
I'm doing it? What do I do? Just scoop it? I'm scared. I don't like this. This is like Tommy's scary girl. I feel like this really scary girl will come out. Is he dead? Let me stop recording. Nope, he's still alive.
Record.
Is he still recording?
Okay. That's Carmichael. Let's go put him in his new tank.
Okay, turn off.
Yeah.
There. I don't want to drop your phone. Where'd he go? Oh, he's right there. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Right on time.
Well, now like what always happens, we have to go through a nitrogen cycle here, and the water has turned murky green. I can see Carmichael in here swimming about, so he's okay, but we need to put a pump in, and thankfully I have a pump. We have done some aquaponics experiments in the past, and I have all kinds of junk, so we're going to see what we can do with this. Alright, so we're going to set this up as an aquaponics system. You can see that they've cut the top off, and I just have that top set upside down. I will eventually fill that with gravel or some other grow medium and put plants in there. But for now, this is working well, and Carmichael lives in here. Now the big question is whether or not this pump is going to work. I'm just going to plug it in quickly, and I hear the impeller. It is a submersible pond pump made for this purpose. We're going to see what happens. Okay, so we have failed miserably at this. The pump's just not working. I'm going to have to buy a new one, I suppose. It powers up. You know, there's not much to it. It's an electromagnetic motor, and then there's a magnet inside with an impeller attached to it that spins. It spins, but only sporadically. We have taken it apart. We took the screws out. I can't get it back off right now. It has an O-ring seal in there. I'd have to pry it off again, and I'm over it right now. Carmichael is fine. He is okay. It's 300 gallons of water. He came from a 29-gallon aquarium. He has 10 times the amount of water that he used to. So he is perfectly fine right now. I have a goat throwing up behind me. I have Daniela cooking supper. The sun is setting. I'm ready to go inside. God bless you. Bye-bye.